Among the contenders at the top of the PlayStation division sits a competitor whose drive to become the champion burns deep within him. His deadly skills set takes the form of a technical brawler with the power to shut the lights off with a single blow. His inside boxing and abilities to snipe you from range makes him a dangerous competitor to anyone. His name is TT Hoo Hoo. It's my time. I can feel it. I want that belt. And the other, an invasive striker, a smokescreen and mirrors. He has disposed of every threat along the way to the main event, and he's looking for another impressive win to catapult himself into title contention. And his name, Raw Soul. One win away from possible title shot. I have to win this fight. Losing isn't an option. And so, as Primetime returns to you to the modern day Coliseum, get ready for an action-packed card that's guaranteed to deliver the Primetime promise. Welcome to Primetime.
All right. I'll tell you what, Doc. I'm looking really forward to some of these fights on this card. I know a lot of the competitors on this card, starting off with Lilo versus the SMB Kaz. Lilo, I think, is 3-0 at the moment this season, and if he can beat Kaz, that's pretty much putting him right in a title contention. And then we have BFAB Jakey versus Vex Grains. That should be a pretty crazy, entertaining fight. Two elite strikers. B3 Blackout versus DB Driz. I spar Driz a lot, and he's very new to the community, and I think he has a lot of potential to even be a future PT champ.
Well,
Pablo Grips along with it.
Indeed. Well, it does seem like we're going to get no introduction fully. I did read out the following introduction of the main event. Perhaps wants to get straight into this entire fight card. Evidently, he is hyped to the gills, and it's always good to see him making his debut on the commentary roster. Also tonight in the booth we'll be having Ginger, the motherfucking ninja, in the comments booth as well.
What I didn't hear you mention there, Paps, was Vex, Jamie Bucks, and B5 Warp. So that's going to be a real hidden gem in the start list in the second fight.
Jamie Bucks, the veteran of the community, man. He's been around forever. And also ICB Lepo, he's fighting again. He's been trying to get that ICB camp going with Rasputin having a good start to this season as well.
Yeah, he's had some fantastic starts across the board. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. We're just going to go back over to our introduction for 2 minutes whilst a slight issue needs to be sorted. We'll be right back with you. And we are back. Apologies on that. It seems like Twitch on Xbox has had a couple of issues, so that side may be a bit touch and go, but as you can see on our first fight of this evening, it will be Demon versus King Amazon. These two will be at the weight of heavyweight, perhaps. You got to imagine you're going to see some interesting picks here.
Yeah, most definitely, and it's 4 stars only, so that limits your picks even more here. It gets a good couple. You have a good couple ones, Tyson Fury, but looks like we're gonna get a Junior Dos Santos versus Ty matchup.
Is that like the first ever tie to a Vasa pick in
I think we've seen a couple others. I think even Amazon himself has used a couple as well. Tai Tuivasa does have a couple good buffs since probably the last time we saw him, so hopefully overall we should be good in just him having to be able to be competitive on the feet. But so is JDR. The man's known as a notorious striker and can spinning wheel kick you as well here, perhaps. So you've got to imagine if he's able to set one of those up clean, he's gonna be KO'd.
Yeah, the thing with Ty, man, you have to really watch out for Ty's power. He's gotten a couple buffs recently, and he's an extremely hard hitter now.
Starting off relatively slow. Wouldn't expect a Ty to Vasa going for a clinch, but when you're going against someone with a kickboxing of JDR, JDS, it's just it's an interesting one here.
Well, if you're JDS and you want to be keeping it at range, as you mentioned, him being a kickbox, you want to keep in a kicking range and also be able to box. And perhaps as a striker, what's the best way to do that when you're fighting someone who's wanting to put the pressure on?
I mean, if you're trying to keep it a kickbox approach, teeps and side kicks are gonna be your best friend here to hold the range. But it doesn't look like Amazon's trying to give him much range. He's just walking forward.
Well, going early here, but we're starting to see that Demon is starting to get he's playing the better long-term fight. He's keeping the stamina. He's hitting the better shots. So coming in now, about 2 minutes into this fight, Demon is winning this.
Does seem so. Head kick lands against.
Demon's actually seeming to outbox Ty here, it looks like.
Yeah, well, he seems like a bit more cleaner, a bit more solid in his approach. It does look on a couple of times that Tai Tuivasa is getting caught, getting his punches caught mid-animation. The uppercut, though, on the stun. Another one following straight down into that knockdown. And now we are in the clinch position again.
Not really something you would see normally, you know.
Ty shooting for a takedown.
Yeah.
Does get top mount though. Got to imagine if he can hold this position, he's going to do quite a lot of damage. Does escape it, and another posture up here, perhaps just rain down these constant shots.
Yeah, Ty's doing some really good damage here.
Well, you wouldn't really expect this, but if I was Amazon, I would go, okay, I've got my damage off. It's time to get up and do more work on the feet, get more damage, and snowball that momentum to get a better advantage in general, Doc.
Well, it can also come with the other idea. Maybe Amazon's thinking, okay, I've won on the feet, so let's grind this round down. Let's see how much damage I can land on bottom to make sure I've secured the round and get ahead in the game. Does look like he wants to disengage here, and he's back to putting on this pressure, perhaps.
This is what I feel like Amazon needs to do. After dropping Demon like that early in the first, I think he needs to just put on the pressure.
Well, another clinch. It's looking like Tai Tuivasa has become a clinch specialist with his boxing pedigree here, just winging hooks and then playing the dirty on the inside here.
Stamina is relatively even, but a head health is just such a big difference. Tuivasa is that hard. If you get one stun, your head health just gets chopped by a bit of death.
I think the issue with JDS is just how I want to say how long he is, but just the general way he fights, he's very much, he wants to be kicking you. He's got those kicks, you need to be using them. Taito Avasa, on the other hand, doesn't really have those kicks at any degree, and his entire game plan is to punch you in the face to allow him to then jump up on the cage and do a shivvy. So if you're Taito Avasa here, your main game is to do what Amazon's doing.
Yeah, well, that was definitely Amazon's round. At the start, it was Damon, but
like he needs to beautifully.
yeah, well, he made the reads in the first round. He knows what he needs to do, and you can tell he's had a bit more experience here than Damon in league fights because he's made the adjustments well, Doc.
Yeah, ducking under the spinning back switch as the game decides to give a bit of lag, allowing maybe a bit more time to adjust there. Perfectly done, but now the issue is, can JDS make the adjustments that Amazon's made during that first round, trying to get the reads? Did try a kick out there, maybe having to do that, digs down to the body beautifully, but the hook and the uppercut trade in there. Another
Yeah,
stun.
he's been attempting to fly knee a couple times. Oh, and another.
Oh, the uppercut.
Oh.
Got too greedy with those body hooks. The squidgy tummy of Taito Avasa again need
Stop it.
as JDS now puts the pressure on, doubling from those strikes, trying to get through and then kicking the body.
A beautiful adjustment from Dos Santos. Working the body. Amazon attempts that flying knee again.
I mean,
Oh,
you
but
say
Amazon rocks him.
yeah, he does, and that seems to be the issue here. Going back and forth, a hook also following straight there as well. Taito Avasa only trying to keep the pressure on. Another stun, a head kick.
Oh! Oh my god!
Drink a shoe.
Oh my god.
Drink a shoe.
A 1-2 head kick from Ty. I don't think you'd see that.
Nothing you could have seen there. Jesus wept to Mary. Head kick knocking poor JDS out. He had a bit of difficulty at the beginning of that round, came over into that end of the first, had a lot more adjustments getting that stun, and then from that point onwards he just rolled forward, unquestionably putting on all the pressure he could do.
Well, he kind of flipped that around because after the start of round one, first 2 minutes that Damon was getting there, it was using his kickboxing well, he was using his range, getting the power, and he made the adjustments. He got the damage off, he got the knockdown, he grappled out the round, and he adjusted very, very well the second round, although getting clipped.
Yeah, Amazon fought a pretty much perfect fight you need to with Ty, putting on a lot of pressure, not letting JDS get those teeps and those side kicks off.
So from fight one to fight two we shall go. This time round, on the Xbox side, looks like Twitch is all up and well now. So we're going to get straight into this fight before something decides to go kabooey, and we'll be hammering Mr. Jamie Bucks, part of the FSD, possibly Vex. I'm not sure. Versus B-Fap Warpsy.
You know, obviously Bucks has that ESFL experience. He's won against EK in a very calm, composed and adjustable way. He knows how to jump league fights. He has experience. He's got the stand up. He's got grappling. But on the other side of the octagon, we have Warbsy, very, very skilled striker, very technical striker, and he knows exactly what to do and when to do it.
Yeah, from my experience playing Jamie, I have fought him in a league fight before. He's such a, you just can feel the vet experience when you fight him. He's so calm, patient. He attacks every part of the body.
He fucking whooped you, kid.
Well, her team as ref as they go to touch gloves. This time around, we're going to see a Yair Rodriguez. Interesting pick from a typical grappler versus Warbsy as well. He's more known for his striking style, but evidently Anybody's confident in his hands, but he gets clipped there, and now Warbsy looking to finish the fight early.
Oh, he gets up. Might be we're in a position there. It's a very hard position to finish from. So. You're seeing the power difference.
I was about to say the issue with Yair is, and it's a very big issue, is he's a beautiful kickboxer. The issue is his hands don't exist. Like, they feel nice together, but you just can't hit hard at all. He's got some really good health stats and recovery, so even if he's hurt and as you saw getting knocked down early, doesn't matter. But with the pace of Poirier here, he's always in your face, perhaps, and he's giving it massive difficulty. He just shoots for a takedown.
Yeah, the thing with Poirier, he still holds the power featherweight. Poirier's health stats may not follow from lightweight to featherweight, but he still has the boxing. And as you were saying, Yair doesn't have the most power in his hands.
Oh!
Double little counter style there. Doubles up on the jab, follows into the straight. A slip hook there as well, off the centre line. Trying to break each other's blocks here, but so far it still looks to be into the favour of Poirier, but it does look like Jamie Bucks sort of feathered the measure and is now starting to understand what his opponent wants to do.
And we're seeing Bucks go for a lot of pull counters here, so it's just a matter of Warbsy throwing that straight down the barrel at the right time, and it could fairly win this fight. But then again, Jimmy, if he gets one of them pull counters off, it's game over.
I'd like to see Jamie try to work the body, try to work the stamina of Poirier. Poirier's putting a lot of output early in this fight.
Well, those kicks, to be honest, you're on the open side. Poirier's a southpaw, so he can land that body kick like so. That is exactly what you want to see. Lovely little kick there, does actually land to the head, but the stamina of Yair is looking more and more drained as time goes on. Poirier's is fairly similar, perhaps, but I have a feeling that with the way Yair plays and draining that stamina, it's going to drain a lot quicker.
Jamie's starting to let the hands go here.
I was seeing Jimmy Bucks going for 7 pieces, but you're seeing Warbs go for 1-2s and at the pocket. So if you keep the stamina game is going to be really bad for Jamie if he keeps on going the way he's going, because Warbs is using his footwork very, very well to make Jamie miss.
Both of them firing body kicks either way. The recovery is going to be the most interesting part within at the end of the round if we get here. As I say that though, Warbsy now starting to put on this pace quite heavily. The block health of Yair seeming to be very damaged as well.
Yeah, Yair's head health is very low compared to Poirier's. That early drop did a lot to the head health of Yair.
Well, that round obviously goes to Warbsy.
Yeah, 100%.
12 to 22 total significant to strike set and the knockdown into the favour of Warbsy. Secured the round quite easily. As you can see, it's just that slip pull uppercut there at the very beginning of the round. Then he dumps in, decides to get up afterwards, and that kind of set the measure for the rest of the round. Hopefully Jamie Bucks can have a better start, maybe not make as big of a mistake this time round.
Well, you're seeing the power of Poirier just bang. That pull uppercut was at the very start of the fight, and it's completely just made the fight very, very easy and manageable for Warbsy, and he's being very, very calm and composed. And if he keeps on going the way he's going, he's going to work his way to a decision here, Doc.
You will indeed. As you do that, you can see Jamie Bucks now starting to get a couple more jabs going. The uppercuts are also now starting to come out there, getting the clip. Now the clinch attempt goes down for the pick on the ankle, and now we've looked like one's transition, but was allowed to get out there.
That's what I was talking about with Jamie. He will take this fight anywhere he needs to go. If he's losing on the feet, he'll look for takedowns.
That was such a well-timed uppercut. Jamie knowing, wanting, and hoping, but Warbsy making the read perfectly.
Well, Warbsy is probably just wary about the top mount flip there. Because if you get flipped and you get some good ground striking off, I don't.
Well, he also knows that Jamie wants it on the mat. That's another thing that I think we failed to consider, is that he knows that Jamie wants it on the mat, so he doesn't at any point want to give Jamie a position to even get a reversal into. Both of them do the mad pull war there, you saw, to the point, and then the strike clips him. Now going down here, does decide to disengage as soon as he gets his first hook cloak, because he knows that he's most likely isn't going to get a finish, and a clean KO may just be simpler than wasting time on the mat. Trades uppercuts there on the pulls, neither of them actually landing, and it's looking more and more like this is Warbsy's fight, even as Jamie's starting to make a couple of counters, but sadly he just isn't able to land them or get them off here.
And I think Jamie Buck's head health might be a little too cooked at this point in this fight.
It definitely is looking so. The jab straight following suit there, the uppercut also following suit, and another hook there does slip off to the side, and there you go. This is possibly final finish. No, but he manages. Jesus, that's impressive.
Wow.
Oh, that could have been bad.
Oh, that was almost bad.
The straight though, the lead hook coming to 55 seconds left on the clock, a jab straight following suit. The kick, I think he may have gone for a spin kick, but that's straight as the game lags. Jesus.
Wow. That straight was working every time in that second round. Every time he threw that straight, it was basically dropping and rocking right here.
It really was. He was having a lot of success there. As you can see, the straight landing, you're getting a bit of airtime and then just falling down. Thinking perhaps Warbsy was going to go to the body, and instead he went to the head.
That was beautiful, Warbsy, I'm not going to lie. Jamie's such a veteran to win like that in such a, I don't want to say dominant, but that was a beautiful performance for Warbsy.
That was a beautiful performance. Indeed. Seems to be my word of the night. So, on from fight 2 to fight 3. This time round, beyond the PS side, will be El Steel versus Storm. A slight change to the graphic on there. Storm's opponent did end up getting stuck up our mighty tree of destiny, who nobody's sure where it begins or where it ends, or it's like the end of a rainbow, perhaps. You're not quite sure where it begins, you just know it exists.
Yeah, I've had my experience of opponents getting stuck up trees in some of these fights. It's just part of it. You just gotta learn to accept it and move on and get a replacement.
Indeed, it is. So this time round, being lightweight, by the looks of it, we're going to get a Gilbert Burns 4 stars versus a Max Holloway. Now, unlike Dustin Poirier at featherweight, Gilbert Burns is a lot worse at lightweight compared to his welterweight counterpart. He doesn't have a striking. I think he may have a similar grappling pedigree, but his striking as well as health stats are a lot worse. And personally, in my opinion, I don't think he's worth picking down at this weight, especially when you're fighting someone like Max Holloway on the other end. So if you're Storm, I'm going to be expecting a lot of takedowns. The only issue is he's got to make sure to get his opponent down easily and quickly, only due to the fact that Gilbert's cardio isn't great, and so if you're wasting energy taking it down over and over again, you're gonna gas out. But I imagine for you that's what you want to be doing, especially as a striker here, perhaps.
Yeah, I was a bit I'm not a big fan of the Gilbert Burns pick here, but obviously I feel like there's gonna be a wrestling approach here if he's going Gilbert at lightweight. Because Gilbert, like you said, his stats drop significantly from welter to lightweight. Unlike Max is up to feather to lightweight. There's not as much a significant drop.
Well, now a lovely back drag there does get us straight down to the map very early on, only a minute into this fight, and this is what I was calling for at the beginning. Now a back mount attempt does roll over into half guard. A simple get up doesn't proceed to get it, and now a top mount position as his opponent looks to flip over.
Beautiful grappling so far. Max does it.
Low stand very quickly. Does look like the joint submission needs a bit of work. The way this works, and his opponent does seem to realise it, is you gently squeeze the trigger away. It works kind of differently to Xbox, I find, where you can just hold one trigger, then slowly let go and release. On PS, you actually have to let go of one trigger and then slowly squeeze the other. So it's a bit more difficult, I find, but also a bit more precise. And by the looks of it, though, it's looking like Gilbert Burns able to get it very quickly.
Quick, man. Wow.
Jesus. Impressive.
Those nerves, like, I've had times, man, with some of my sub defense in these league fights, man, especially just on your first live fights, man, my sub defense falls off so much. You get so nervous, you're shaking. I don't know if that's happening, but definitely work on the sub defense from the Max Holloway player there, or it might have just been nerves. I've had that myself. You get a little nervous and your sub defense lacks a little bit.
You go slow, you go patient, but again, you go slow, you go patient. You also, whenever you're in this grappling realm, it's your stamina. You're always looking at your stamina. You get denied once, you just want to stay patient, you want to let it reset to then go onwards. It's always your main issue. It's where you find where a lot of people struggle in terms of grappling, is they're not patient enough. They're too quick. They get denied, they want to get out of there even more and decide to go again, but then they get denied again, and that allows a bigger opportunity to get subs. The bigger your stamina deficit, the lower your stamina, the harder it is for you to get out of positions to get out of the grappling route.
Yeah,
Credit to
definitely.
Storm there. I was questioning the Gilbert Burns pick against Max, but he did what he needed to do with Gilbert. He got the fight down very quickly and got a very fast submission there.
Alright, boys. Moving on. ICB Lepo and Kante. Kante obviously known for getting smacked and then somehow pulling a pull uppercut. And then Lepo is just Lepo. He likes Nick Diaz. So
I mean, the last time around, this man fought Lepo to give a recollection. He did lose to Toasty Toes. That was an interesting debacle where he went Lyoto Machida and his opponent went Nick Diaz, and it ended up being death kicks galore, to be quite honest. It was kind of insane. This time around, though, we seem to be in the welterweight division. Lepo as a Masvidal. Kante, I believe, as Kez in Gastelum. Why is he on Edwards? Nobody's quite sure. There we are. Congratulations. I picked the right fighter. Prelims are 4 stars, by the way. And then onto the main card, we have anything above or below 4 stars. Your choice on the matter. As you can see by our main event of this evening, we're being Cody Garbrandt and O'Malley. O'Malley, though, no longer 4 stars due to the most recent update.
yeah, well, obviously, Masvidal is one of, if not the best 4-star pick in welterweight. Obviously, you have Connor. He's got the nice boxing, good kickboxing.
Are you going to diss Damien Meyer? He's the best 4-star pick.
He's woeful. No, he's woeful. I used Damien Meyer in a league fight, and it was the most painful thing ever.
That's because you're bad.
I won. Shush.
So why are you complaining?
That was fun. Right, moving on.
Moving on, yeah, indeed. These two are already starting out. A lot of jabs or straights there. They're looking to block break each other. But the lead hand battle is going to be the most interesting here, because Gastelum Southpaw is going to be about that lead hand who can start dominance over it before they do it. Knee elbow there coming out already by Lepo, evidently trying to play the mind games against the opponent. I'm pretty sure he has spent his entire week at Kante going, I hope you don't sleep well.
Gotta love Lepo.
So apparently they said whoever shoots first is a bitch. Oh, well, Kante. I'm not supposed to be biased.
Little taunt early from Conte as well. Still, they both seem to be playing mind games here.
Well, Lepo taunting back in retaliation. The jabs, the straights, the hooks, the uppercuts following suit as Kante went for a pull. Head kick also follows suit. It's looking like the name of the game is to see who pulls first to then start finding the shots afterwards. Both of them highly invested in that jab strike combo, now digging to the body on either cases, but it's looking like it's going to be a case of who can get past that block first and who can land those shots. It's not about counters, it's just about brute forcing around the block. I'll say that though, Lepo gets the takedown.
It's a bitch.
Lepo has proven to be the one to shoot first here, but like back to your saying of like the game of the block, Jorge has like a 95 base block with, I'm pretty sure, weathering the storms. Jorge has such a high block stat in this game, man. That's one reason I love to use him.
Yeah, well, as Masvidal was the one to take it down, he got reversed by Kante for using too much ground and pound. Now, though, he ends up in top mount, gets denied there, and it could be some big issues as he's able to rain down shots. Lovely slip of the head there by Lepo, going back into half guard as 55 seconds come to power. It's not a lot of time, but a deny there, and if he can get another posture up and wing hooks onto the side, he can do some damage. It looks like Lepo's used to the straights, but if he can land the hooks, they can do some serious damage.
Even if he doesn't get any more damage off that, he got enough to where it could have won him the round, because he got the knockdown. I think he's won the round already. I think that's
I think this is.
Yeah, I think the overall health stats go into the favour of Masvidal, to be honest, and as it ends there, it may have secured the round. Be interesting to see the stats if we get to see them. 14-23. The knockdown, though, into the favour of Gastelum, most likely securing the round there.
Yeah.
I completely forgot he got a knockdown.
Oh, no, good touch. Turning it off, you're saying that's weird because they both head health was very, very similar going in going into the second, and it's just shot up.
You got to assume that's the recovery stat. Masvidal being uniquely higher, now coming with a straight there at the end as well, picking past it. It's Lepo's onslaught here.
Kevin has like 98 recovery in this game. Kevin Gastelum has insane recovery in this game, so I don't know what happened there, but
it doesn't seem to matter. He doesn't care. Landing the overhand after getting clipped with a body kick. Now looking to do the ground and pound. The block so low. The head health also very low. Going for the back sitting. Does get the deny. Now probably going for the top mount. No, instead decides to disengage. Interesting.
Well, it's done again, can't do. So, you knew it was going to happen. But stamina is going significantly in the favour of Kante. So I'm looking to see a bit more body shots. I'm looking to see where down the stamina of Masvidal. Making sure he can't be... Oh no. Oh!
Millimeters from death from both of them. A stun, a head kick, they duck under into a gassed out hook there, coming only so close. Both of them now tripling up on that jab. They're really wanting to work their way past that block to land the shots. In terms of Masvidal, it seems to be head kicks. In terms of Kante, it seems to be uppercuts here.
Yeah. Oh my god.
How did he not get knocked down? Didn't he lean into one of those shots? I'm pretty sure he leant into one of those shots. The game working in mystical ways. It seems like Lepo's very good at being able to set up that one shot. He's looking at counter, but the issue is Kante is struggling to allow him to finish. Like Kante's been able to find each way and survive those shots every time he's fired them because they're so big, like that head kick there, perhaps.
Yeah, Lepo's the 1-2 head kick has been getting ducked for Lepo, so I'd like to see him not be so predictable with that. He's almost gotten killed twice because it's been ducked.
The stamina is so lower now because them 2 head kicks. That's been ducked. His stamina is nowhere near as high as it used to be.
And another body kick there.
Definitely say the round.
Oh.
It's a bit insane that I didn't stun, but this game, as I mentioned earlier, working mystical ways, ducking under that hook, the straight there, the lead hook there, the slip hook also following suit. Both of these using the slip hook beautifully in any measure. Couple of taunts and retaliations at the end. Masvidal telling Gastelum to cry, but I think that was safely Gastelum's round, securing that round. Although Gastelum started out the worst looking fighter in terms of stamina as well as head health, he took that round, he swung with it, he made the adjustments needed, and as you can tell, 16-9, significant strikes, another knockdown into the favour of Gastelum. That's 2-0 to the favour of Kante, you've got to imagine.
Yeah, I would say so. Jorge needs to come out here with some heat.
Uh-oh. But the up kick there, Jesus. That was a beautiful counter, knowing the overhand's coming. It's looking like Masvidal is that seemingly shot here. Beautiful timing there. No, now landing straight down. 3 minutes 50 left on the clock here, perhaps. And you've got to imagine, if you're Gastelum, you know you won the first 2 rounds. How do you cope with here?
I'm staying down here if I can. I'm not. There's too much. His block is gone. You have Lepo putting on crazy pressure. I'm staying down here as long as I can.
The full guard transition now, and perhaps Kante is on top there. Now going to half guard, rolls over. If I'm Lepo, I'm disengaging. That's what you want to be doing here.
Yeah, well, obviously, you don't want to be absolutely smothered by Gaslam's wrestling stats. You don't want to get reversed like you did in the first round.
Oh,
You gave up that damage.
That's...
Oh! No!
Shots fired down. Lepo securing the round. That was a comeback and a half by Lepo. He set that up beautifully. It was a triple double jab, constantly always in the face of Kante towards the end. His block was just getting worked over and over again. And then when he saw the overhand, Kante didn't move his head, and he just got ducked. If he ducked, if he moved to the side at the right time, the overhand wouldn't have clipped him. He had to get a counter off there.
I was just about to say the same thing, Doc. That overhand was, I think didn't it drop Kante 3 times in that third round? He just kept letting it land. I mean, if he ducks or pulls one of those and can counter, man, you think Kante gets the drop there, maybe even ends the fight.
Yeah, you have got to man, like, there's a couple of shots there, but sometimes that is the way it goes.
That was a fun fight.
That was very entertaining. That was very back and forth.
Moving on. We've got
see a rematch.
We've got Dre the Gentleman versus Mr. Humble Dick himself. Comes here every Saturday, commentates prime time, getting the octagon himself for this one.
Well, now, you haven't got to imagine this guy has got our commentary muted, because one of the last times he fought in here, fighting Martial Rival War, I want to say, in one of the featured spots of the card, he ended up having such a good performance, and then suddenly Martial Rival got an elbow off. We said the word dead, and he ended up in absolute tears, and I haven't heard the end of it since. So hopefully this time around he's got the commentary muted, that way he doesn't put the blame on me if he loses, which... Who knows? It's Mr. Humble. The man can go from 100 to 0% in about 5 seconds. It's completely dependent on what the hell's going on. One moment he can be having the best game of his existence in terms of a comp fight. The next moment he can be out cold. So that's sometimes the way it goes. The man's someone always to watch. He's impressive all round. Dre the Gentleman's a tough opponent with Taito Avasa on the cards. We saw him earlier against Andre Bishop. This time instead of RDA, you got to imagine they're going to have some fun times.
2 Taito Uvasas in one card. That's got to be a record here, I'm guessing. Just seeing one tie alone is pretty rare. More or less 2 on one card. I'm guessing people are liking Ty a lot with one of his recent buffs. He's just got a lot of power in the hands now, but we're both seeing boxing picks here trying to counteract each other, so see how this goes.
Well, obviously, I remember playing Andre Bishop once, and he's just so fast. He's got the speed of a welterweight and the power of a heavyweight.
He feels amazing in this game.
Yeah, he's genuinely just uncontrollable, but then again, he's got the power of Taito Avasa, so it's really just a giant versus a wee speedster here.
Well, Humble starting out very slow. He's not throwing any punches, now digging down to the body there. It's looking like, I'm thinking, Humble wants to work the body of his opponent, whilst Taito Avasa just wants to start out quick, getting that jab established. Couple of those jab straights there miss as well, blocked to the jab, and we're back into this. Apologies on the stream, that is their end. I'm going to assume not our end.
Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit the buffers and lags myself, so...
Yeah. But we move.
This should be a pretty much stand-up fight, but the last time we saw Ty fight on his card, he was clinching and grappling a lot, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see some grappling coming here from Taito Avasa.
Well, especially if you're fighting someone like Andrew Bishop, a known a boxer.
Terrible grappling
Like,
stats.
he can't grapple to save his life. He can't even shoot a takedown. Don't even fire a head check. The uppercut did land against Andrew Bishop there, but didn't get the stun. It's looking like Humble is wanting to slip off to the side and then dig down to that body each time. It's a lovely idea, but the issue is he's trying to make sure it lands every time he wants to throw it.
What I'm noticing is Humble's throwing a lot more, and he is landing, but Dre the Gentleman's throwing less, but landing almost every single strike very, very well. So it's really just a matter of if Dre the Gentleman can get off a good shot before Humble can annihilate his health stats.
Good efficiency from Dre, like you were speaking. When he's throwing, he's landing. He's not whiffing a lot, and you're showing good head movement.
Those
Yeah,
germs
there we go
landing
again.
there, the straight also landing, the lead hook as well. Now that pressure on by tied to us, slowly trying to walk down his opponent, Andre Bishop, more known in the hands of Bang Bang for that type of pressure, so maybe Humble wants to think about doing that instead, especially with how short he is as well. He's got quite short arms to say he's in heavyweight. That's the shot you needed, but a leg kick probably isn't what you want, but the uppercut working beautifully. Now into clinch. This went from 100 to everything in about 5 seconds. Just one slip hook off to the side, and it's just led to this.
Amazing from Humble right there.
Humble got so
amazing
much
work from
body
Humble.
damage.
Yeah.
There's so much body damage off that clinch as well. It's just now it's just he's won the round. He just needs to play his cards right so he can keep the health stat advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So far, it's looking like Humble's fight here.
Yeah, he's definitely winning this round, that's for sure. Beautiful so far from Humble.
You say Taito Avas is landing more, but I feel like the technical battle is being won by Humble. You can just tell he's maybe not, he's been a bit impatient. He's throwing in bunches, but when he's throwing in bunches, he's at least landing 1 or 2, and those bunches are there to make his way through. Taito Avas, though, gets the stun at the very end, but I think it's a little too late with the knockdown coming into the favour of Humble, as you can see there, getting a lovely uppercut. Getting the knockdown.
Connect controller, man. I do.
It's definitely a 1-0 Humble round. I'd like to be able to see the stamina here, but it's all good. I feel like the staminas are probably pretty similar.
We do prefer comp hard turn off on that note. Please make sure that you don't have comp hard on. It's always nice to see your stamina. It allows everybody a bit easier, it allows viewers, it allows us to tell, and it just gives us that extra factor. And it also gives you a helping hand in knowing where your opponent's at, so.
And so, obviously Humble's winning this fight, so I'm going to predict Taito Avasa via round 2 belly flop. But what Dre Gentleman is going all out in the start of this, you know,
So
in the heck. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm seeing some beautiful animations. I'm just not seeing a lot of damage off of them in a lot of cases, although when he does land, he lands hard sometimes.
Humble's doing such a good job when he's entering the pocket by slipping and countering these intercepting shots. He's doing such a beautiful job of just slip.
That was the scariest 5 seconds of Humble's life there. Narrowly avoiding a pull elbow and with no stamina. Jesus.
Oh, lovely slip straight. Hopefully this time he can get
just that distance. Every time he's stunned, he gets a bit too over aggressive. Can't work out the distance. Everywhere else, he's got that distance. Lovely slip straight there.
Well, we're seeing Humble use his counter shots very, very nicely. He's see there again. His head movement is working very nicely. He knows when to throw how to throw it, what type of slip he's going to throw. Look at that body as well. The slip body shot can be very, very bad for his opponents.
Like I said, the head movement from Humble has just been amazing tonight. He's just doing such a good job of slipping these intercepting shots and countering over him, and he's been hurting Dre a lot in this fight.
Nearly gets hit by the head kick there as he gets down. The stack guard attempt there does get denied. Now going for the get up very quickly. A knockdown though into the favour of Gaslam, and slow little taunt there. But if you're Humble, you got to imagine when you get back on that bike for aggression and back to looking for your counters again without getting clipped yourself.
A little bit of mind games coming in from Humble, taunting after he gets up.
It's that third. He looked to swing on that third punch, and maybe if Humble can, making a read over into it would be an idea. The hook there following suit, lovely clinch attempt, couple of knees also following suit now.
Well, I think it's just a matter now of when Humble can finish it. Because, to be honest, you could say that he might get a pull elbow, but Humble is playing very safe. He's only doing double jabs. He's not doing anything that could really knock him out if Dre does any head movement. So it's just a matter of if he plays his cards right, when is he going to finish it?
He's fighting smart here. He's not trying to give Dre too many opportunities to counter him. He's shooting his shots smart here.
Oh. This could be it.
Man.
That's it.
Oh, that was a beautiful fight there. He put on the pressure to begin with. We had a bit of struggling at the very beginning of that fight. Then he came over. Then he got knocked down. But then at the very end, he had a lot of success.
That was very, very good there. The counter shots proved very, very well for him. And then playing very safely and also opened up that opportunity for that knockdown. So that was a great overall performance there by Humble.
Yeah, I was just about to say, once he knew he had the head held so low, he fought so smart, not getting overzealous, and then getting, like you said, pull elbow countered. He chose his shots. He worked the jab a lot, simple, nice two-piece, and then exploded when he felt like he could without getting countered. Very smart approach there from Humble to end that fight out.
Yeah, very effective overall game plan by Humble, putting on the pressure very nicely through and through. Now, on the cards, we do have our next fight of the feature prelim being an Xbox fight. However, it does look like we have slight issues with Xbox Twitch. So, we are going to go to the next PS fight of this evening, Noggin versus Pablo. Hopefully Twitch sorts itself out. If we do, we'll go straight back into it after this fight. Hopefully, let's all pray to the Twitch gods that it sorts itself out. But we're going to go into our first main card fight of this evening. It's going to be Draco Banga versus Smoke VS. All things going around. Hopefully, their stream is online. Would be nice, I think, here, but hey ho.
Well, Draco Banga, relatively new to the primetime PS scene, but made a pretty good impact so far. He's 1-0 from what I believe. He's won his debut, and if he wins, there's going to be a little snowball of momentum here for him to potentially get a title shot in the future.
Well, here we are. We have Draco Banga versus Smoke PS. First guy on the main card of this evening. These two known for each their ways. Draco Banga still looking to make a name within the league himself. Smoke, part of the VS camp, well known in everything, including their name, just for the oddness of being called VS with verses and then having a name next to a verse on a graphic. It's a lovely idea. I appreciate your name is Vicious Strikers, but I do have to state just a bit of oddity with that. However, we're going to go straight into this fight. Lightweight, we're going to have a Max Away possibly versus an Islam pick here tonight. Well, hopefully these two ready up about now.
Ooh.
Yeah, it does seem to be a stable 50 for the most part. He's pinging them a couple of times. That's where the issue normally occurs. Hopefully he stays stable for the rest of the fight, though. And here we go.
I think it's a bit risky going 4-star max against a 5-star, but who am I to say? Obviously, Islam is very superior in the wrestling. He's got the subs, got the ground striking, just got the overall top control. Obviously, Holloway's got the better cardio. Well, maybe not in the game, but he's got better cardio, and he can hit you about 100 times without losing the speck of stamina. So I'm interested to see this one.
Yeah, Islam got a beautiful buff, man. He's amazing at lightweight.
He's a better Khabib. That's what he is.
I'd agree.
No, statistically, all his stats are actually better than Khabib. It's kind of mental. So here we are, though. On top, straight into building that J. Now goes to top mount. Smoke wasting no time wasting any time. He wants to get this damage done. He wants to hold his dominant positions. Elbows now coming out. Gets a beautiful deny there inside control. That's the start. And with a Kimura already being laced up here, reading that beautifully. So he doesn't go for the chain. Decides to ditch on it fairly early. And now a crucifix attempt. Jesus, he's working quick.
This is looking very dominant.
This is looking Islam
I
Makhachev
take you down, brother. I smell you, brother. I beat you up, brother. I'm hearing that from the corner, but holy
We might see a rerun of the Gilbert fight early, man. A quick early grappling finish, but Mac's doing a good job right now, defending himself.
The straight does get missed there, getting a bit too over aggressive. A lot of the time your best cases are to fire those hooks to the body and then start doing the straight once you've conditioned your opponent to block those hooks, because of then they're not going to be slipping their heads off to the side. Couple elbows attempts there, gets a deny there, goes straight for a crucifix, and now he's probably looking to hold this some more to land the damage. Does get a deny there, that's a strong start, and this could be the end of the beginning for him. Does manage to get out though.
Well, we're just seeing some other mates. He took him down. He said, "I'm gonna lay on you." He's probably gonna go back to. He could have went back in the second control there, but he's just sat there on top of him, and he's just absolutely having a field day.
Doesn't get the deny, interestingly enough, but now we're back into half guard. Probably may not be used to doing that type of command. You can roll to back mount, reduces all the risk there, but that's the way it goes. Denies that, and now gets into top mount. Looking to rain down this ground and pound slowly and steadily. Jesus.
This is beautiful from Smoke, I'm not gonna lie. This is beautiful from Smoke.
This is a performance you want to have in a fight. You want to take no damage, do all the damage to your opponent, and not really waste that much stamina. You do seem to get a massive deny there, drain the long-term stamina, but against a Holloway, as long as you keep that stamina fairly close to the stamina of your Holloway himself, you're going to have a pretty good time recovering. 50 seconds left on the clock, getting the elbows off, and that chin is looking like it's going to suffer pretty soon.
Wow.
Oh no.
Smoke showing amazing grappling. This guy's going to be a problem for some strikers.
You know, he's just going to be a problem. He's just going to be a problem, not for strikers. He's just take them down and just kicking the elbow shit out of them.
Not kicking, elbowing.
Everything.
Well, that's round one. I mean, I would love to see the control time. Yeah, I think you're not wrong. He didn't land a lot of ground and pound, but he landed a lot of elbows, and I think if IRL Max Holloway's eye would definitely be swelled the fuck up. Jesus.
That was about as dominant of a wrestling performance that I think you can get.
Yeah, pretty much. You ain't wrong.
Yeah.
Not much
Took him down in 5 seconds, just held him there for the whole round. No resistance. Got all the denies and lots of damage. That's literally exactly what you want.
Lovely deny there by Draco. That is what you want. He shoots a takedown on his own. Okay, fair enough. Body kick there also being fired off. Front kick, a slip, digs down to that body, goes again, and it's just suddenly got really, really interesting.
Wow.
Well, I'm looking to see here now if Draco Banga actually does have quite good takedown defense. Because if he does, and he's able to keep him fighting the fight.
This could be bad.
Makachev's going to need to set this up with his hands. Because you know for a fact Holloway's here, he's always flicking down to that low side, and so he's aware of that takedown existing as a threat. And so if you're Makachev here, you need to get those combos flowing. You get a jab that's straight established, spinning heel kick out the blue, blocks to the body. An interesting striking proposition by both of these guys, and 3 minutes 30 on the clock, which is about as long as time as Makachev spent on the mat here.
Well, Makachev's just kind of striking him with him now because he knows he can. He knows he's not running as high as a risk if everything was even, and he's got higher head health. He's got that intimidation factor as well. He's making his opponent mentally scared about that takedown. That's also going to prove well for him.
Yeah, I'm just getting a little predictable shooting some of these takedowns. I'd like to see him try to clinch a little bit more, maybe push him to the fence and look for some back.
Guess the stun. That was lovely with the uppercut. The head health of Holloway is definitely a bit suspect. Honestly, if I'm Holloway, I'm pushing the pace, because you know you're down, and Holloway's got the innate ability to pepper the shots. He's a man who is a death by 1,000 cuts. So what you're doing here is you're just pushing the pace over and over again. The uppercut though, the hook there now jumps down into his opponent. Draco Banga trying to stay alive, but the hook to straight somehow stays in. Head health literally
non-existent. That's that Holloway durability.
That's
that. How did he not get him there? That's crazy. That Holloway durability, man.
I don't know how. He should have genuinely been knocked out there.
Yeah, that was a bit weird. He had no head off and 2 more hooks. That was really weird.
Someone called a BG because this bloke's staying alive. But it's... Sorry. I'm really sorry.
Oh, the head kick fires there, the front kick following suit as well, the uppercuts trying their damnedest, a jab straight, a hook as well, and 40 seconds left on the first clock. It's looking like Makachev is the one still in the winning column so far. Now shooting the takedown again, does get denied. It's looking like Drakabanga's got a lot of that takedown defense up, but he's also been knocked down already, and that's going to cause issues if you're coming into this third and final round.
Yeah, Draco's gonna need a stoppage unless he gets something major by the end of this. And like it.
Yeah, well, it's just been pretty dominant by Islam. He beat him on the ground in the first round, and now round 2 he beat him on the feet. So you got to think Draco Banga has to be mentally defeated. It has to be given up by this stage.
Maybe
He's just gotta go caution to the wind and just throw them things, man. You got Max Holloway, just go crazy.
just go absolutely mental. You're looking to put on every type of boxing style. Don't worry about that body. It's too late for the body. Just blitz the head, work that style. Lovely job there. And uppercut, hopefully following suit there. And now go back to that jab. Go back to that straight. You're looking just to put leather down the range. If not, you do that. And that is the issue. And it's an easy counter. Huge footwork. Islam now taking him straight back down to the mat. Goes to the arm triangle. Doesn't get it. But now we are in a very deadly place.
Well,
Holloway needs to get up like right away and get back to swinging.
Now, Draco Bang is panicking. He's going for them massive reverses. It's going to.
He knows he needs to get up, and he's not doing it intelligently.
The first part about the grappling is always stay patient, stay calm, stay composed, because as soon as you panic, as soon as you do it, you're just asking for an issue. Surprised we didn't see a knee bar there, not going to lie. Does go for the Kimura. He's lacing it up. The stamina's definitely into the favour of Islam. Now also gets a chain into an armbar. It's looking like the escape as well as the... Interesting, just getting to opponents there. Maybe that's going to have an effect on the escape, but as you can see, it's going up a bit quicker than it's looking like it's going to be able to get out. But as I say, that the blue bar also grouping up. Yeah, it's looking like it's going to get out. Holloway needs to get up. He needs to get up quickly.
He needs to get up like now and start throwing hands.
Why has he done that one?
No.
Oh,
That's the worst one.
Yeah, to quote James. Our reaction to that get up was possibly one of pure pain. We all know that get up. We all know how you can get reversed from it. That is one of the things. It's when you're getting up, whether it's from top to bottom, you need to make sure you do it intelligently. Otherwise, this can happen. Condolences to Drakabanya. Congratulations to Smoke there. He put on one hell of a fucking performance. He looked dominant from the first. The second round looked like an interesting debacle, wanting to show he's striking, but then Holloway wouldn't fully engage, maybe. But that was probably because he was a bit too scared of the grappling. But he did have fantastic grappling defense overall in that round. And then you had that final round in which it was a back and forth. Holloway tried to put on the pace, but he just couldn't. And it led to Smoke being able to find a finish.
That was one of the best wrestling performances. That first round was as dominant as you can get in wrestling, in my opinion. That first round, he probably had 4 minutes plus of control time. Yep. And then, like you said, in the second round, he showed like he can strike. He dropped Max in that second round. He won the second round with striking, and then obviously we saw what happened in the third. Got the finish in the third.
Yep, well, with that, we go from our main card back to our featured prelim, because finally Twitch is alive again, yippee! So, this one will be Pablo Grips versus DB Noggin. Pablo part of the B3 camp, Noggin part of the DB camp. DB notorious in all aspects of the game, B3 known for their striking prowess. So, this one is going to be 4 stars because of the evident prelims factor of it. We're going to have Marlon Moraes versus John Dodson, it seems. Marlon, possibly the Poundland version of Jose Aldo.
So, was Cody Garbrandt banned? I'm assuming so, because if he wasn't, I'm going to shout at Noggin.
I mean, John
I
Dodson, Cody
would say if there
Garbrandt
was no
once.
Coda pick.
I mean, they're still both pretty good picks, especially with John Dodson. He's got a bit more of a chin. He's got the same amount of power. The only issue is he's a bit more. He's a bit smaller. That's the word. There we go.
Yeah.
Finally got that language together. Marlon Moraes is also pretty tiny though. Although the man has elbows, probably the shortest elbows to ever exist. But he still has them.
John Dodson
Martin
is so explosive.
Martin Rice, I'm pretty sure, does have the best overall kick stats at bantamweight, so that's something to look for from Marlon here. A lot of kicks, as you see early. The leg kicks are coming out from Marlon.
Yeah, but Noggin is just smothering him. He's getting in his face and is not letting him through any effective ones here.
But the issue is, if you smother Pablo groups, that's where Pablo wants to be. Part of the V3 camp, he wants to be having that boxing pressure in fight. He just wants to be having a brawl and a half. He is using those kicks effectively, but that's just to dissuade you from moving at that distance. So then you can just engage, as you can see in that boxing battle. Although Dodson does seem to be getting the better in some cases there.
Well,
Yeah, the Dodson has so much power, man. You can't afford to sit in the pocket and exchange, especially with Marlon's, I think, 87 chin in this game. It's the last thing you want to do.
well, no, we said earlier about Pablo Gerson wanting to be in the pocket, wanting to box. So does Noggin. Noggin loves being in the pocket box, and he's a massive Conor McGregor person. He just wants to strike with you all day, and if he can, that's what he will do. And it's looking like that's what we're getting here.
Pablo's doing a good job of landing some leg kicks, trying to neutralize some of that power from Dodson, but he's also getting caught throwing some of these kicks in the pocket.
On that body kick there, does go for the wild head kick as well, does miss it. A front kick landing, following suit. These two are trying to use a bit of that footwork to the side, but it's looking like it's more pull back and forth. The uppercut, lovely job making the ring. Jumps into it after reading the uppercut, the up kick, and now landing these shots beautifully.
Well done. That was great. I was like 10 seconds of just back and forth. So.
That was a beautiful exchange from both players. Pablo gets dropped
Oh,
in
no.
the pocket and Pablo drops him back.
Oh, this could be bad. Landing these shots. Thank God. Oh my God, how isn't he dead?
He has no help.
He just ate every strike.
Well,
That
he's
is
going to eat
crazy.
some more, but he's looking like
He's out.
He's out.
Good night. Good night.
Pablo, knowing the stat goal finish was there, going straight back into it. Both these guys started out with a brawl. Dodson got a knockdown first, but then Marlon responded in kind and was able to follow it up a bit more cleanly. And that was all she wrote.
Well, that was so even.
That first one, that first stat guard, he ate every single strike that was thrown and he didn't go out. That was wild.
It was so even until that point.
It was a very competitive fight until that stat guard happened.
One moment and they both just explode into just insanity. Perhaps sadly getting a bit more of that sanity out of him. And so, from one insane match to another, this time around we're going to be moving on to B3, a Blackout.
Ooh.
I'm excited for this one. Who has probably got one of the most round one KOs. I don't know. I haven't got that confirmed, but I want to say that's probably a good statistic and a good bet to make. He's probably got one of the most round one KOs versus Mr. DB Driz. This man has been in all sections on the card, from main event versus Keza to the main card to prelims and previous shows. He is an all-round. He's starting to become a veteran. He's been on a lot of these cards and we're looking to make a name for himself. Now this time around we're going to be the featherweight. This is on the main card, so all-star fighters are allowed, and they look like they're going to be using this with a Conor McGregor pick versus a Max the Blessed Holloway.
Alright, well,
I'm really looking forward to this fight. I play with Driz a lot. He has amazing striking, and obviously I play a Blackout a lot. This should be a stand-up fight. This should be a really good, entertaining. I'm calling fight of the night here.
Yeah, well, obviously, we've mentioned this before. It's just classic striker versus stamina in McGregor and Holloway. But Driz, he wasn't in PT last season. If he was, he wasn't very known. and he's just came out of nowhere, and he's just improved so much. Blackout was on PS last season, and he's just also emerged out of nowhere on the Xbox division. So it's really just battle of like the new boys here. I'm quite excited for this one.
I wouldn't
I'm really
say
excited.
new
This is this.
boys. Sorry to cut you off there. I wouldn't say new boys. I'm more like people who have now started fully making their name. As I say, though, these two just having a brawl and a half here, perhaps. Jesus!
I figured this would happen, man. I'm calling fight of the night here.
Neither of them want to give any ground up, and they're just throwing leather at each other non-stop.
To be honest, it's like Driz can't deal with the pressure of a good Conor McGregor player.
Good Conor McGregor, as you say, Rolling Thunder comes out.
Oh my god. Well.
Wow. Jesus.
This is insane.
Oh my!
Blackout just coming out with some wild stuff. We have seen Rolling Thunders, we have seen spinning heel kick, we've seen a tornado kick now. He's getting confident, he's playing mind games with opponent. Holloway needs to make a read. He doesn't have a lot of power, so he needs to come out, fire a lot, get those jab straights going. He needs to be engaging, he needs to be clipping, he needs to be stunning his opponent. There we are, that's what you want to see. A takedown, maybe what he wants, but it's Blackout and he's got the demand.
Driz won 2 exchanges in a row there, and he just kind of shot. I'm surprised at that. Stamina is going in.
This is the kind of adjustment from Driz, working the body.
If you say it's going into the favour of Max Holloway, it wouldn't be surprising, Ginge.
Cheers talking.
No, but it is just sorry to be rude there, but it really is, and I think Blackout doesn't care. He wants to get this fight finished as soon as possible.
He's trying to get Driz out of there, man. He's trying to get him out of there.
Nice takedown defense.
That was beautiful takedown defense.
Stamina. If this goes past round. If this goes to round 3,
it goes to round 1.
No, I'm sorry. I jinxed it.
Now looking to it does get the hook into the half guard, only just being knocked down there. That's kind of insane. Blackout's used half his stamina pretty much. In round 1, trying to beat up a Max Holloway. Max Holloway known for the recovery. He should have probably worked the body a bit more to start working that stam. Instead though, he went straight for the head health, and this is kind of where I just left him now.
I'm not a mathematician, but sorry, Past. I'm not a mathematician, but if you're using half your stamina and there's 3 rounds, I don't think you have enough stamina there.
Oh man! Wow.
Driz really coming into it at the end. Holloway starting out. Which one? McGregor. There we are. Finally got the right M. McGregor started out very aggressively to put on the pace in extraordinary fashion, but then his gas tank has just demolished since then. And then from that point, Holloway's been able to really find his rhythm, and then getting those 2 knockdowns towards the end of the round, put it into his favour. It's looking like McGregor isn't wanting to back up, but then Holloway is coming back happily because now he can engage. The power goes into the favour. The vulnerability window goes into the favour of Max Holloway, getting a stun, getting another knockdown, and now this could be bad news to Blackout.
Bang. Gets the takedown. Side control. Obviously, Driz is kind of an all-rounder. He likes to strike, but he can't grapple. Blackout only really known for striking here, so I'm assuming Driz does have the upper hand on the grappling. Never mind, I'm sorry. You got up.
He doesn't care. He wants to fight the man, the myth, the legend of Blackout.
I mean, why not? If you're having this much success, screw it. Get back up on the feet.
Oh, he got it.
Right, he gets it out of it. Goes to side control again. The stamina nearly as low as towards stamina or sprawl position here. The quick get up just not even bothering to wait. And here we are. This is. I've never seen someone more gassed out within round 2, but I'm not surprised it's Blackout, not gonna lie.
He wants the first round KO. Whether he gets put out or he puts him out.
If there is anyone that would lose via gassing, it would be Blackout.
There's no disrespect to Blackout. It's just the man of the game. You know what you come into. Or does get knocked down by the jab, the upper kick doing there. Holloway's head is really not that great. The takedown. Oh my god!
No stamina, he's got it.
He gets it. Maybe he gets it. No, Armbar does attempt, doesn't get it. Oh my god! This is kind of an insane fight. So what's happened?
And we're trying again.
The stamina now at the word stamina. Hoping and waiting just to any shots, but
if I'm Driz, I'm trying to just ride this round out, get a nice recovery in between rounds. You have a big stamina.
If I'm Driz, I'm working the body. I'm posturing up. I'm just hitting that body a couple more times to push that stamina down, just to really secure and make sure that I'm set up for any time in the future.
Am I the only one who wants to see fight stats, see how many strikes Blackout's throwing?
Yes, I would love to be honest. I'm very curious to see. I feel like it's...
You gotta love Blackout style.
I feel like the first round was at least 200.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta love Blackout style. He comes to entertain. He comes for knockouts. You just gotta love watching Blackout You just gotta love watching Blackout fights, entertaining every time.
Yeah, no. But here's the thing you also got to give a lot of credit for as he gets a reversal to finish off the end of round 2. Blackout Hours is a very difficult man to survive. We've seen it countless times. Why is this going black? Oh, there we are. We're good. We're back. As you can see.
We get another round of this.
Let's see what happens. 128.
In that round?
128 in the first round was what I saw. I don't know. I'm not quite sure about the second, but I feel like it was a similar pace.
Jesus.
Okay, wasn't wary of doing that, but okay, protect yourself at all times. And that is
yes, the shadows ring. Yes.
Oh my
god.
Yes, the shithouse ring.
Okay then, if you ever fight Driz, don't touch his glove would be the answer. Driz coming out, getting the front kick, following suit, jabbing his opponent, one shot on the ground, and McGregor is out cold. I feel like they were having such a good... What was said between them? What was said between them to make Driz do? They were saying stuff when they're having the grappling, like, just die, please. I'm very confused. Hopefully we get to see stats. It would be nice to see.
I would say that's fight of the night so far.
That's ending of the night. It's definitely a shock. Nobody thought this was bad blood, but I feel like after that, that's all the bad blood in the world. Jesus.
Yeah, you got to be feeling some type of way if you're black out there, getting front kicked off the glove touch after having a war like that.
Did they even
black belts?
I feel like they didn't even touch gloves. It was just, I'm going to hold my glove up for you like we have been for the last 2 rounds, and then suddenly he's met with a front kick. I mean, I want to say it's dirty tactics by Driz, but at the same time, he only drew 190 strikes. What? How did he get out?
Guys, right. We all know that Driz misclicked. He didn't mean that front kick. All right?
Yeah, it was just a simple misclick. Oh my god.
I'd be a little upset if I was black out there, but it is what it is to defend yourself at all times.
I'll be honest, you can't exactly blame the guy. Are you going to blame the guy? Because I'm definitely not.
I'd be mad. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be talking some trash after that.
It was funny as fuck.
Yeah. Looking around the place, Blackout ain't the happiest of fellas, but here we are. Was it a dirty move? Yes, it was. Is it part of the game? Yes.
Yes, it is.
So, just be know if you're going to fight Driz in the future, maybe not touch his glove. That's all I'm saying there. Anyhow, so from one interesting debauchery of a fight ending, we are going to go on to our next fight of this evening. This time around, we're on the PlayStation side, the console, with no issues tonight, which is always nice. So, it's going to be welterweight. We're going to have Ned versus the member of the VS squad of Josh this time. He had smoke, he had a fantastic performance in the grappling department. Maybe Josh is going to do the same, especially when I see him going. The man, the not very mythical Kobe Covington.
Well, we all know Big Kahuna Ned. He's been around the PS scene ever since Prime Time started. He's
That is.
climbed his way on.
Oh, yeah, that is Ned who's actually going Colby. Apologies on that.
Come on, you know which one goes. It's Ned.
I don't remember. All I know is Ned has big balls and he's coming in to punch your face off. That's all I know about Ned. Well,
I like this
Leon Edwards'
matchup.
pick is.
Edwards versus Colby.
Go ahead.
Edwards obviously has a striking advantage here, but we all know Colby's 100 cardio with his insane grappling stats. I think we're going to see a lot of grappling from Colby, obviously. You can still strike with him, but I don't know if you want to strike with Leon with Colby.
Well, Edwards is slipping off quite a lot very early. Does get a takedown defense. Ned now digging to the body as well. Jab straights coming out, slipping hooks. We've seen a lot of slip hooks tonight. It's like one of the mainstays of the techniques.
Yeah, they're viewed as cheesy, but I feel like everybody just does them now at this point. It's just part of the game now.
Well, they're effective, aren't they? You're seeing a lot of counter windows.
Yeah.
Very well timed. They get your head out the way with the straight punches, and if you're not careful, you still have time. And what in the world? How is he not there? I want to say Ned went for an overhand, and it was like a slip upper.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
Wow.
What?
That's twice. That happened in the first Thai fight. I can't remember. The same thing happened in the first Thai fight. He slipped. He did a major sway into an uppercut.
That was quick.
Beware of your uppercuts tonight. Jesus, you're all just going into them. Christ on a bike. A slip hook there, digs down to the body, doesn't get the second shot off, the first shot blocked, and now he's looking to slowly set it up. The jab straight there, also following suit. Oh!
I want to see Josh go for the body. Because you just know Ned's going to go for the slip now.
I'm very impressed with versus MMA striking here early. He's showing a really good head movement.
He's impressive. I'm liking the way he does. He's very clean. He's technical across the board, having some great success here. Ned notorious for his pressure striking, and Josh is handling it fantastically well. He's the one instead putting the pressure on, digging down to the body, keeping his head off that centre line anyway he fits, and really exploding when necessary. Lovely takedown there.
Yeah, this would be probably a good time for Colby to shoot.
But the thing is, you've lost the round, so is it just do you want to somehow pull back the round, or do you want to minimise?
Well,
or do you want to minimise damage?
I think at this point in the round, with a minute left, it's neutralising damage, hoping you to get a read on your opponent. But by the looks of it, even here, Edwards is more well versed, getting denial, getting the flip over, then now entering into backside. The posture up here can do quite a bit of damage, but Ned sufficiently getting the denial, decides to disengage, and just goes back to the feet here.
I think that's a smart move. Get it back on the feet, having so much success.
I was an event for the first round.
Yeah, this card has been crazy.
As I say that, both of them landing some lovely counter windows. Straight, a head kick also following suit, and...
Oh!
Well. We only saw the stats for a bit. I think literally in the blink of an eye, I could not read them. I know they both got a knockdown, I think. But,
it was 104 Edwards and 94 for Colby strikes thrown. I didn't see anything else.
So, an evil way round to begin with. Started very hectic, ended very hectically as well, and now it's looking like both of them are looking for big counter windows. Another question mark kick there, counter with the lead hook, another lead hook following suit. These lead hooks are going to be probably the deadliest tool that Josh has here when fighting someone like Ned.
Yeah, I was still saying Leon won that first round, but that damage Colby got right then
that's a lot of damage.
And the uppercut, now looking for the finish, and he gets it. Jesus.
Holy shit.
Wow.
That went from 0 to everything in
Jesus.
literally
That's a lot
nanoseconds
of
from
damage.
both the
Wow.
knockdowns in the first and then that quick finish. Overall, though, he was very composed. It
Yeah,
really should
you
be
can-
Once he
noted.
rocked him, he just poured it on and just kept going and got the stoppage.
Yeah, no, that's what he did. He rocked him and then he kept it going, paused second, kept it going, paused second, kept it going. As you can see, they're having great success with total hit actually there. I think it was about 80 out of 140. That's pretty high for the general
And that
match.
was a really good accuracy for MMA there. 60 out of 140, that was really good accuracy.
Well, from one hectic fight and a previous fight that ended in a bit of debauchery, we move on to a fight that is an intriguing one, purely for the fact that it's BFAP Jakey versus Vex Grains. Grains known more for his striking style, perhaps known for his style not perhaps, I keep saying perhaps, Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Jakey, previously a grappler, hasn't been for a long time though. He took a couple of classes with the man, the myth, the legend, the Spider, and since then he's been always about the striking realm. He's always enjoyed it. He has had a couple of charity fights in the past with Terence McKinney. Brilliant fight.
Yep.
It was a mad fight to commentate overall. Hopefully these two are readied up soon. If I can hunt down where their stream link is, it would be nice. Found it. Alright.
One thing about Jakey, he loves his head kicks. 1-2 head kicks,
Yeah.
slip straight head kicks. He
Head kick,
loves
yep.
his head kicks.
Yeah.
And Graves loves a lot of head movement. We might see some crazy counters off these head kicks if Jakey isn't careful.
Yeah,
I've had to steal a few head kick combos off Jakey. Jakey's got some nice head kick combos.
and we are going to go into the card. So, here we are with Robbie Lawler versus Robert Whittaker. It looked like these two have gone very much back and forth on who's going to be allowed.
50-50.
A very good overall on who was going to be allowed Robbie Lawler. It looked like whoever, if they banned Robert Whittaker, then Robbie Lawler would have been picked by Jakey. So then that caused Robbie Lawler to no, not Robbie Lawler. Why are they both named Rob? Whittaker to stay unbanned, allowing Jakey to pick Whittaker and allowing Grains his pick of Lawler here.
I'm excited for this one. This should be a really entertaining fight.
I am also excited for this one because Pat's excited for this one. And I'm excited for whatever's Pat's excited for.
I'm a striker. I love these striking fights between high-level strikers, man. I love it.
But we're seeing Jakey always being the one to enter the pocket and be the first one to always throw the strikes. So if Grains can plant throw straight and then combo off that, maybe he's going to get some damage. But Jakey's looking quite good so far.
Yeah, Jake's moving forward for a lot of these combos. Like I said, if Grains can look to plant, intercept with like a straight lead uppercut or something, he could get some big damage here.
Well, very early on in the round or rather, neither of these guys wasting time, having a feeling out process, just engaging tit for tat, looking for any big shots they can get currently.
A
Yeah.
lot of counters coming from Grains early, man. A lot of slips.
Yeah, that should have hit.
No, definitely should have.
There's the head kicks, man, though.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
It-
That head health is so low.
It's looking like Jakey knows what Grains is looking to counter, and he's just waiting for those shots. Like, he's throwing something thinking Grains knows what he's actually going to plant up, and then he's throwing something completely different. It's like he's already conditioned him to think it's a different shot when it's actually something else.
Yeah, it's the head health. I'm still stuck on that. Oh! Nice head movement, but that could have been very dangerous.
Jakey was getting a bit overzealous, I feel like, with his punches, man. He was throwing a lot there, man. And eventually got counted for it by Grains.
And he's not stopping.
He's not. He's feeling it, man. Jakey's feeling it.
He's keeping on
missing
that
that block of
pressure,
Robbie.
and that's kind of the thing though you need to do when you're fighting Lawler. Lawler it explodes on his ability to feel.
Oh,
That body uppercut possibly should have got a stud, especially that pullback, but here we are now, and just don't know it. The jab straight to lead hooks. It was looking like it was going to be Jakey's fight, but as it's gone on, it's looking like Grains is just making more and more reads.
Grant just made the adjustment.
Oh,
Yeah.
the uppercut there
These
as
pull
well.
counters have
right.
been freaking beautiful. These pull counters. That's the third pull. That's the. Oh wow.
this fight's been turned on its head.
They're scrapping, man.
They are absolutely.
They haven't stopped.
Oh my god. That was a wild fight on both parts, and neither of them wanted to give up any positions. Grains coming back towards the end, Jakey starting it off, and then at the very end, Jakey managing to find a knockdown of his own. This is looking like it's going to be a close round.
I don't think we're going to see a decision, but I think Rob may have stole that round then right there.
He did. No, he was kind of winning it. I'm not gonna lie. It was close, but he was winning it. It was just a solidify. Nice, left it.
It gets coming out as well. Jab straight in retaliation. Both of them looking for pullbacks. It's looking like the counter head movement's going to be the biggest. The elbow now coming out by Robert, and he's just so close to a finish there.
The
But
pull counters
Grains,
from both sides, man. They keep pull countering each other. It's just a pull counter.
uh-oh. That wasn't a pull counter, that was just a heavy overhand landing nicely. Jab straight now following retaliation, so it's hook and the uppercut as well, but not getting past the block. Tries to go for that jumping kick, not working. The straight though, the hook, the strike, the elbow nearly clipping him. Jesus.
If we one more strike, that would have been it. Oh!
Jeez.
Oh! That's it.
How is he not dead? Jesus.
Shut up.
Wow.
That block though, I've just noticed.
It's gone. He has no block.
He used the force.
I was thinking the same. He was just on his knees and then he ended up out cold across the floor.
Wow. That was... Jake just put the pressure on from the start of that fight and didn't let up, and the block showed for it. Robbie Lawler had 0 block left, man.
He had block at one point and then he suddenly had none. The
Jake just
straight as he
kept on with
falls
the pressure
down
from the start
onto
of that
his
fight.
knees, and then suddenly his legs ping out from under him. Do we get to see it?
In nice, lad.
That was an impressive fight by Jakey there, managed to keep composure across the board even after getting stunned, and from that point onwards it was just very clean, very adaptive, and just very fluid.
Oh, I can't wait for this.
I'm so excited for this. Leo has come such a far way. He has come such a far way. He's put in so much effort to get to this level and be 3-0 this season. I remember when I first came into this community, he wasn't the best player. I mean, not trying to trash talk my friend, but he wasn't the best. But he has come leap and bounds, and he's shown up a 3-0 start to the season. If he can win this fight, he might be in a title shot.
Yeah, no, he's generally improved so much, even those last 2 weeks. I'm so happy for him to be in this position, but he's got a strong opponent standing at the other side of the octagon there. S&B Cass, known as a pretty well-versed striker with good grappling as well, so this is Lilo's first big test in prime time.
Yeah, Cass is very effective. I believe he's former SMB. Someone may need to correct me on that, I'm not too sure. But he's a well-versed opponent. He's very well-known across the board and hasn't had his chance to properly shine. But neither of these guys hadn't. Both of them are still looking to have that big break, I would say, to get themselves known to the likes of Caliber, to Trixie, to Keza, those types of names. They're still there, and they are definitely building themselves up, and that's what these cards do. They allow you to build yourself up, and they allow you to get more and more known as a community, and both of these guys are in this position tonight to do so. And here we are, we've got an O'Malley by Lilo and a TJ by Cass. This is looking to be a very good fight.
I'm so excited for this. It's such a good fight night card, man. So many good fights.
O'Malley, obviously, with that really good. Oh, he shot on him.
Cash it in very early on. This is going to be the biggest. Yeah, this is going to be the biggest test for O'Malley here. It's about looking to get the get up, not getting too overwhelmed. The lovely and instant reversal there is what you want if you're O'Malley. Now, if you're O'Malley, I would argue you want to stay on the ground for a bit. You want to stay patient, you want to stay on the ground and do a bit of damage here. You want to stay composed, because that way, by engaging in the grappling realm very early on, you've established that you can compete here and your opponent's going to be less likely to fight there. He does get up now against the cage, and if he plays this correctly, he's able to get the damage, because your opponent shot so early on, so he's going to be wanting to take you down.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. If you get taken down and you get the reversal so early in the fight, stay down there. Show them you're not a grapple, and you will sit and wrestle with them. It discourages some of the takedowns.
They don't got a lot of damage off there for a takedown. That's a risky move.
But he gets it.
Wow.
And the denial there. That's an impressive showcase. Goes back over as well. Has got to be wary of him now, because you can straighten a sprawl get up. Although goes for a top down, does get denied.
This is beautiful from Sean, though. Stay on the ground.
Oh. But he gets out of it.
A minute 50 left on the clock. Nothing of actual explosions has happened. It's been a lot of back and forth. Dillashaw now the one getting up, putting on the pressure. O'Malley probably wants to circle around or even just maintain this distance. As Pam's mentioned very early on the card, the best way to create distance from a kickboxer is use those teeps, use that jab, puts on the pressure, and it gets them out of your way and really forces your opponent to have to force themselves into the pocket.
Yeah, Tone's doing a really good job.
Never mind.
Oh!
That's the first knockdown. That's a big one.
Cass is also very much exploding in the pocket. One of the best ways, and Cass needs to be wary of this. If he's going to explode in the pocket, he needs to make sure his opponent has nowhere to move. Because as soon as his opponent has somewhere to move, and with the length of a melee, if he explodes in the pocket, he can back out and then fire a strike, which is how he got that knockdown. Cass massive exploded, had that big vulnerability window of the stamina, and then O'Malley was just able to come out there, blitz his opponent, get the knockdown, and then look to go further from there.
It's just so hard. I was just about to get on about the length and the reach of O'Malley. It's so hard sometimes fighting Sean O'Malley, who understands that he has such a big height and reach advantage. And like you said, TJ's trying to get into the pocket by punching his way to the pocket, and Leo did a really good job of intercepting him for that.
Lilo is whiffing a lot. He's threw about 10 strikes this round so far, missed all of them.
Yeah, I'd like to see where his stamina's at, but yet again, we got no HUD here. It's all good.
If he's going to use the jab to measure distance, he needs to make sure he's landing that jab. If you're using that jab to measure distance, use it to measure distance. Don't just throw it out there because it's in a combo. You want your jab to land first, and then you start to follow. So you throw it out once, and then you do it. The uppercut there, though, and the hook, and now he's following suit. Another knockdown very early on this time, and you ought to imagine if you did a short. Oh, that is what you want. That is what you want.
That is what you want, dog. And that could have completely flipped this on his head.
Wow.
But
that was beautiful for Cass to stay composed and get that pull counter.
Cass isn't taking advantage of Sean O'Malley's 89 leg health stat, which is something you need to take advantage of. You need to take advantage of that, because whenever you take the leg, you take the power. If you could take
and
the
it takes
power,
away some of the footwork. Sean's got a really high footwork stat, man, and Cass is having problems getting into the pocket. You kick those legs, man, it's going to be a lot easier to get into the pocket against Sean.
And it's going to be a lot easier to hit and not get hit as well.
Yeah, one of the most effective shots O'Malley has been throwing in recent times is that lead hook, because of every time Dillashaw's coming in, it's that lead hook, it's clipping him, it's getting him, and then he's being able to like stop a lot of the damage that's being done. Now O'Malley's the one taking him down, so evidently he feels a bit tense on the feet, so he wants to mix it up. The GA is going into the favour of O'Malley, but it's looking like a reversal attempt, and he gets it cleanly. Now got to stay calm and composed as Cass looks to really start doing damage here.
Even though Lilo got sweep there, he's showing his development in this game, man. Lilo of old would not have been shooting takedowns in a fight. He would have kept it striking. Leo is showing his development as a player.
He's got no stamina. I could get this. Nope.
No, he doesn't now, but he gets...
Oh, no.
This could be issues, but neither of them having any stamina. Lilo needs to calm down and compose. He may have lost this round if so, but they're pretty even. So hopefully maybe he did take a bit more damage on the feet. He's hoping, or he's...
I think Leo might have still won this round. Cass didn't do any damage with the top round.
It depends though if he can do it now. If he can get a posture up here, maybe if he can land a couple of single strikes, that's going to favour him massively. These elbows, if he can land them cleanly, will do some damage as well. But it's looking closer and closer to time. It's looking like it's going to be more. It's going to be a guess's game. Unless we get to see the stats, Dillashaw. But the stun.
I think Sean might be up to I'm not gonna lie.
Now 6 to 11 now 6 to 11 to the favour of Dillashaw 1-1, but the stun. So
Mate, that's 50-50.
That's 50-50, yeah. That is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you gotta come out here on both sides and just try to win this round no matter what. You just gotta come out here.
See, Cass went for the slip straight lead over hands, but he missed it. Oh, no.
If you're Dillashaw, that's exactly what you want. Cass now getting that deny, now going over into half guard. Lilo is going to be tense. He knows he wants to get a get up, but if he wants to get the get up, he needs to stay patient, he needs to stay calm, and he needs to stay composed, because it's the grappling game. The game's about patience, the game's about making the right moves, and it's about playing chess, not checkers. And if your opponent does that, even slightly incorrectly, it could lead to issues, as you can see here, getting that deny nicely.
Lilo will panic in this position. Yep.
He needs to just
wait. Lilo's got to calm down. He's got to take his time here. Be smart.
Rolls into half guard. The issue is as well, this, as Humble says, this third and final round is the most crucial. So if Dillashaw can win this 100%. Round, it's 110% that it's a good bet to say that that second round, which looked like could have gone into favour of either one of them, could have go into the favour of Dillashaw instead.
Yeah, this is very.
Lilo gets the reversal here. I'm getting up if I'm
good. Now he's
trying to solidify the win.
Now he just needs to stay on his feet. He gets the denial. He finally gets a read on it. And now he needs to dig to the body, digs to the head. That stamina is low. How much stamina did he use in that first round? You got to imagine. Front kick coming out there. Double hooks there. If he can find a counter window and land a shot, that head health is low enough where it's definitely blinking every time he gets shot. Front kick!
Yes, yes.
Oh, man.
This is a tense battle, and this is really interesting to see. Both of these guys are well developed across the board. I think maybe some of us are a bit more into the favour of Lilo.
Yeah, if I'm Lilo, I'm riding it out on top. If I'm Lilo, I'm going to try to round out on top.
Apparently not.
If you're Lilo, you're looking for a finish. Oh my god. Both of these guys so scared to engage.
Their head healths are both so low, man. Their head healths are...
Oh, the head kick.
Yeah, those style, those should be better than anything.
Oh my god.
That's it. That's it.
You'll be kicking yourself if you're Lilo. Oh, that's. There was no good winner though. Both of them are having a hell of a fight.
I think me and Ginger showed our bias there.
No.
Damn it. Whatever. It is what it is. Good fight there. Really good fight.
Cass put on a performance. He was down. He had
That was a great fight.
difficulty in the first round. He had
I'm
a
curious
bit
to see
more
what they
success.
scored. If I can see the scorecard, I'm
I
curious
want
to see who won the second round.
The second round was fairly close overall, and then that third round was the kicker. Hopefully, we don't get to see the scorecard. Sadness. Nope.
Man, sad. Lilo's come a long way though. He's gonna be in a shot, I'd say, by the end of the season. I really do think if he keeps at it, keeps playing, keeps grinding, he's come such a far way. He just needs to keep competing.
And so here we are with our final event of the round. This will be T-Soul versus TT Hoo Hoo. That
You have experience fighting a T-Soul, Doc.
I've
Am I
never
right?
fought a man who's more difficult to land a lead
Yeah.
hook on.
Yeah, it's weird. I played him a good few times too. Yeah. It's the one strike that doesn't work against him at all. It's so weird.
I have no experience fighting him, so I do not know, but I'll take y'all's word for it. I know Doc fought him in a elite fight. Didn't you win that fight, Doc, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, the man's got good striking overall. I think where I am talented is my grappling department, so I took him out there, but it was no easy fight on the mat either. And so you've got to imagine that across the four that you've got to imagine that if he can keep it calm, composed, he's going to have success across the board there. Both of them are well talented to all degrees, but it'll be nice to see if we can get onto this fight. Hopefully we can see this fight, but just wait on the link and then we'll be good to go, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, you got to feel for Lilo there. Just one front kick gets and that ends the fight.
Yeah, it's a difficult time, so whilst we wait for these two to sort themselves out, let's go over the card of this evening. You've had that Lilo versus Cass fight, a mental fight, both of them so close by millimeters. You've had Jakey versus Grimes, a back and forth fight, a brawl in Ned versus Josh, in which Ned just couldn't get anything going. The man was getting pressured to all hell. Dre's coming back, and then after gassing Black out by literally being a punching bag, and then having an interesting ending, we'll put it nicely.
It's been a great card.
Smoke having his grappling notorious. You had Pablo versus Noggin. That went from nothing to everything in seconds. You had Humble Sight at heavyweight, where he looked like technical, also pressuring at the same time. Lepo versus Kante was a brilliant fight in itself.
That was.
And then you had Bucks and Warbsy, L Steel versus Storm, and then Demon versus Amazon way back at the very start of the card, just as Twitch decided to have a paddy on the Xbox side. And now here we are. We are going to be going straight into this fight of this evening. T-Soul versus TT Hoo Hoo. Hopefully this loads fairly quickly. Come on, please, I beg. And this was going to be a bantamweight. The previous fight, we're going to see another O'Malley. But instead of a TJ Dillashaw, we get to see Mr. No Love Cody Garbrandt. As I say that, though, oh my God, it seems like the universe does not want us to watch this. We have to wait for 4 ads.
That's like 2 minutes. No. Subscribe, dog. Spend £5.
Well, we've got 9 seconds left on this. Whilst we wait for this, what has been your fight of the night so far, Paps?
Driz.
Yeah, I was just about to say the Driz. I called it. I want to say but I called that was probably going to be fight of the night. That
It was
fight
also
was
the ending
so
of the night.
forth.
It was definitely.
And I was about to say the ending kind of sealed it for me.
I mean,
Oh,
Lilo
oh.
versus Cass, in terms of tension, that fight was arguably the highest amount of tension.
It was a better fight than the Driz fight. It's just the Driz fight was funny as shit.
I think that's mean to both of them, but I understand.
No, but no,
Performance of the night
okay.
maybe goes to smoke with his grappling prowess. He looks.
I was
Yeah.
thinking maybe Warbsy as well. Warbsy did so good against such a veteran and Vex Jamie Bucks. He did so good.
I think you're doing an understatement of how much a veteran Warbsy is, to be honest.
It's
Warbsy's
just
been around
James been
since
around
UFC
so
3, if I
long.
remember correctly. Both of them are very well adapted to the UFC games.
Mm-hmm.
It's in terms of a veteran matchup, it's definitely two members of the old guard coming into it all to fight it out.
You're 100% right there.
Well, it looks like we are now done with the adverts. Thank the Lord and mighty
Hooray!
Jesus. Everybody hope.
Here we
And
go.
now let's get
Gotta
into
get
this
that footage.
fight. Finally, apologies for the wait. Let's get into this. Jesus. 5 rounds are on the clock. 2-0 into the favour of Tuso. O'Malley being picked by Hoo. On the other hand, Cody Garbrandt being picked by Tiso. Tiso notorious in all aspects of the game, especially his footwork. He will walk backwards. He will then use the side lunges to keep out the way of your kicks and punches. So if you're O'Malley, you're going to be looking to kick the legs. You're going to be using the hooks. And either way, if you're Tiso, you're going to be keeping that distance and then countering after each lunge. So, we're a quick rundown. Let's get straight into this fight, Pabst.
Yeah, if you're Cody here, man, everybody knows what you gotta do with Cody. You gotta put on the pressure and throw them hands. Like everybody knows how you gotta use Cody, especially if you're going up against a Sean O'Malley who has so much height on you in range. You gotta walk forward and just get in the pocket.
Well, I
Talking about
misread.
leg kicks.
Good.
Leg kicks. Leg kick him. Kick him in the
Well, a leg
leg.
kick was the first stride. It should also be noted, I want to correct my statement of him being 2-0 into the favour of two. So it's 2-9. Apparently, I'm just too blind to read a 9 and thought it was a 0. The leg kicks and the body kicks are already coming out by O'Malley. He's just not wasting any time. He knows so likes the lunges, and so that's what he's doing to begin with. The low block coming out
I'm
quite
surprised.
nicely already.
I'm surprised O'Malley's the one walking Cody down here. He's the one walking him down. This is a very weird scene to see.
GT. Showing his fucking ring dominance here. They're completely shutting him down using the boxes. Oh, don't do that. Don't you dare do that. You'll die.
He's got to be very careful of how much stamina expands early. If he wants to go for a kick-heavy approach, he can do, but he's got to make sure he's landing, he's doing the damage with it, and then he's also working his opponent's stamina down. Because if he keeps whiffing on his
live and
kicks,
die.
he's going to have issues.
You live and die by those Sean O'Malley kickboxing combos. They're beautiful to throw, but if they whiff, man, you put yourself in flash KO, area.
You are fucked. Yes, kick him in the legs. Kick him in the leg. Press the B button. Circle button.
Ginger,
Yeah, they're
trying
on
to remember the
PlayStation.
buttons.
They're on PlayStation.
Circle. Yes. No, that's a no. Circle. Yeah.
Okay, Ginger's being a slightly bit weird as he seems to be getting really hyper over the simplest of leg kicks. So,
Yes.
2 minutes left. We're in the first round. So far, it's looking like Cody going more for a boxing approach as he's lunging, and O'Malley just looking for the kicks to the body as well as the head. Front kick does come out. I'm pretty sure this is the most kick heavy I've ever seen in O'Malley. Not really throwing much in terms of combos and punches, as I say, although he does land there, and the body kick also spins.
Yes.
I'm liking the patience Tishel's showing, but I don't know. He's losing the rounds a little bit with the point.
Well, I think Pals might have broken his mic.
Was he okay?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, well, as I say that, O'Malley gets stunned. As you were saying, you think Cody needs to get the win, but the stun went into the favour of Cody, I'm pretty sure. As that happens, a kick happens and a straight. It's very wild in terms of the combos. I think O'Malley's struggling with holding him against the cage. And that's one of the big,
Yes.
And one of the biggest issues there is I feel like is because T-Soul's ability to make your opponent come in deep towards the cage and being able to circle out around you, and that's kind of the biggest thing, and that's the biggest factor you've got to realise when fighting T-Soul is the man wants you to lunge into him so that he can lunge around you to behind the counter. Stamina going into the favour of Cody Garbrandt at the beginning round, but it's not that deep to really cause an effect. Over the course of 5 rounds, though, it's a different story.
All right, so it was pretty. I don't want to say uneventful because there was a stun, but it wasn't.
We've had such a good card, man. It's we've had so many crazy fights, and then we're down to a blank fight.
It's gone from very tense, fast-paced action to more of a technical battle, looking for each other's holes. It's not that it's a bad fight; it's a different kind of fight. You've got to respect it, especially in the main event position. This is what you're doing, fighting those 5 rounds.
They have 5 rounds as well. We got to take into consideration they have 5 rounds instead of 3 here.
I'm too concerned on the leg kicks. Yes.
Well, as Ginge keeps going, yes, not adding anything actual additional to the leg kicks, you have noticed that right leg is now blinking by O'Malley. O'Malley's been kicking the legs of Cody Garbrandt, but Cody Garbrandt has ended up actually getting the leg stunned, as you can see there, and that could be causing an issue.
Well, obviously, when you do take out the legs, you take out the punch power, and when you take out the punch power, as Paz also mentioned before, you take out the footwork. Means you can't really get in the pocket, so you can't hit as clean, you can't hit as hard, and you're probably going to lose most of the exchanges from that point if your leg health is quite low.
Well,
so it is important.
Both of them now lost their leg, that lead leg.
Yeah, their legs are both messed up.
It's going to be the question of whose rear leg goes out first.
Sean's feeling it a little bit worse, but Cody's leg isn't in a good spot either.
Yes. Come on, Diesel. Come on, Diesel. Leg kick. Leg kick. You know you want to. You know you want to.
Cody's in the stance where that rear leg that's damaged is the one behind him now.
Ah.
Yeah.
Cody Garbrandt starting to get a decent stamina advantage here, though, to be fair. He's starting to build a little stamina advantage.
Yeah, you're going to see him start coming out of his cage a little bit. You're going to see the lunges, trying to get the lead hooks, the rear hooks. It's where he's going to start trying to get his body and head damage off now. So he's going to have I'm going to say he's going to try and have an advantage by the 4th round.
Yeah, he might try to pick up the pace in these late rounds in this fight.
Yeah.
It's interesting seeing who's going which way and where. The stamina, although it is going into the favour of Cody, is definitely pretty close, though, more to the point that I think a simple recovery would keep it fairly close overall, not to be anywhere near significant, or being able to capitalise on it per se. With that, though, that's the end of round 1. I think that's O'Malley's round, I want to say.
I would also
the rounds have just been so close, man. It's hard. The rounds have been so close.
Yeah, they're
very. And you are right about the recovery stack. Cody's got like 88 recovery in this game. Not gonna get too much stamina between rounds.
They are very close in just general abilities there, and as you can see, that stamina, although slightly more than O'Malley, isn't much in a body stun. Jesus, that stamina's gone instantly down to about a similar length.
But he's going back to this is very technical compared to like any other fight.
Yeah, we've just had straight up wars this whole card. Now we have a very technical kickboxing fight.
Nobody wants to win wood. No one wants to win convincingly. Everyone just wants to win.
Mm-hmm.
Everything working very well in terms of body. Right, so a couple of random hooks though at the end, about distant. The leg kicks seem to come in a couple of issues. That block as well, fairly low, and it's looking like it's just waiting. O'Malley's waiting to get a read on which way the lunges are going to go, so he can then just land the hooks there.
Almost puts him down to the block there, to be fair.
Well, it's sort of
starting to feel it a little bit.
O'Malley would do well with a 1-2 rear head kick or a 1-2 lead head kick. Just depends on what way Tuchel's going to lunge.
Honestly, when he backs him up, Tiso's side lunging his first strike. If he just opens up like a lunging body hook, he might be able to catch Tiso lunging into one of these body shots.
This is.
Oh,
Well, we're starting to see. Get more.
that body shot there.
Oh.
Digs
you
down
call it.
afterwards. The block as well of Cody's is shot.
Like I said, he throws that. If he throws one of those body shots right away, he's side lunging the first shot.
Nice takedown defense.
Another body shot there as well. Coming in here, the camera angle looks like it's a bit fucked to me, but I'm not too sure. Tiso always likes lunging towards your opponent's power hand. Seems to be the
Yeah,
case.
I've noticed that when he gets backed up on the fence. But when he's in the middle of the octagon, he seems to side lunge to the lead side.
Would you say that he leans towards the power hand there?
Oh, that was close.
That body hook
Oh.
again! Jesus, he's timing that so well. It's on a lunge, it's sticking it straight down to the body, and that's been like the biggest shot this entire fight. He's landed countless times. It's that rear hand. Both of their gas tanks, though, are now definitely low, and as we enter into the final parts of this round, it's looking more and more into the favour of Garbrandt. You know for a fact Garbrandt ain't going to be happy there.
He should have got a stone.
That's really unlucky. He was still hurt there when he got that uppercut counter. Didn't get the full damage.
But then
on it.
again, look at the head health, and you're like, well.
Yeah, I was going to say, you also got to remember Cody's chin is not Cody's chin. Cody's legs are also very much kicked.
Yeah, you're not getting as much power on his head health is pretty good. So maybe
The
not.
thing with the Sean here, though, Sean has like max head health.
That's it. He's out.
And that's it. Yeah. That was a technical war. That was a very precise controlled. Tiso looked like he was still in it until he wasn't. After that third round, those three body stuns followed, and it was just the fact too who got the read on it each and every time, and those three body stuns, that stamina then dropping so quickly, and then from that point onwards, it was just easy pickings for who to figure out the right shots, and then all he needed was that knee, and then following up with the shots against the cage. Hopefully,
No, that was really good.
That was a very technical fight. It was a big like change of pace from what we've had the whole card.
Yeah.
Very technical, very kickboxing, but a lot of leg kicks.
We haven't got a decision tonight at all.
We did not.
We didn't. I mean, we didn't get any decisions last week either, actually, thinking about it.
The PT guarantee.
Yeah, it is indeed. The primetime guarantee is always with us. No decisions, just killers in action. Now, hopefully we get to see stats. I'm kind of interested to see them. Come on. 67 single strikes, 15. That's a very close first round. Tiso won the first round, but then past that, I think it's all... Oh, no, he didn't. 2018 into the favour of O'Malley. Congratulations there. That was an impressive fight. A lot of strikes thrown by both opponents, even more so by O'Malley, but you got to imagine a lot of them also on the block.
TT just made such a smart adjustment with the, like I said, if he opened up with some of these body hooks right away, because Tiso's trying to side lunge the first strike, or he'd throw a combination and side lunge right away. If he started to open up a couple body hooks, he might be able to catch him, and I think that's what changed the fight for him and got the fight done.
And so, from a card that has had debauchery to technical fights to brawls to insanity to one-round blitzkrieg battles, this has been Fight Night 60. One for the ages. Up next tomorrow will be two title fights: AMPT 74 Smudger versus SK Lewis, and in the co-main with EK Donna versus FSD Kesala, with the PlayStation and Xbox titles on the line. Catch us tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern. No, 7:30 BST, 4:30 Eastern this time round, and have a good night. We'll be raiding at the end. Adios.